To build a step-up jump or any kind of jump, the first thing you will need, and the only thing you will probably need, is a shovel, like this one. There are two different types of step-ups. There is what I call the step-up, and then there's the step-over. They're both step-ups, but I'll show you both. The first thing you will need is a solid pile of dirt and a very clear area. Also, an idea of where you want the jump to go. As for this video, it's snowing, so I'm going to use snow instead of dirt. But it's the same concept, you just add water at the end. Now that you have your pile of dirt, in my case snow, you can begin to build your step up. Now, this part on the left is going to be the takeoff, and this is going to be the landing. For a typical step up, the takeoff will be lower than the landing itself, and I'm going to have the landing be level. For this sake, it's not actually on a track, it's just to explain how to build a jump. Alright, let's begin. This is how you start by building the takeoff. Now obviously this is made out of snow, so it's a lot easier to shape and work with compared to dirt, especially if it's wet like it is right now. If you're building this with dirt, what you want to do is build up a shape, like mine obviously, out of dirt, but then you're going to water it down, let it sit, water again, and then try and pack it in while it's wet. The harder you can make it, the longer your jump is going to last. Okay, now that you have your takeoff, it's time to build the landing. On a typical step up on my track, the landing is level, but higher than the takeoff itself. The same premise as for the jump goes for the landing. Both out of snow and out of dirt, you need to shape the landing before you pack it in, like so. Depending on the size of the car, I try and make the step up one car height higher than the takeoff of the jump. Make sure you build the lip up high enough so that you can clear up to the landing. If you don't make it high enough, you'll just hit the backside, and that's no fun. I will continue the rest of the build here in a second. Depending on the type of track you're building, you can either have a squared off landing or a rounded off landing. Either way, they both look good, and I would recommend starting with the box and then shaving off for the rounded landing if you choose to do so. It's a lot safer for the car if it is rounded, but it also looks really good if it's a clean, sharp edge. Now for the step over jump, step up. I prefer to have one mound of dirt when I build this and make it all one feature instead of two separate ones. To start this, I will just round off the mound and make it as tall as I can. Now that it has been rounded off, it's time to shape it. Even though I'm using snow, it's the same as dirt, same general concept. Build the shape of the jump, then pack it in. I have left off the front of the jump because that's where the lip will be. I'll explain how to build that in a little more detail. Alright, to build the lip of your step over, step up, the lip has to be below the level highest point. For example, I will build the lip and it'll probably end right around here. That's a good 6 inches from the top of the jump, and I'd recommend leaving, depending on the size of the jump, anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 of the size of the jump higher than the lip. Now that you have the takeoff, you are ready to enjoy driving the track. As you can see, the takeoff for the jump is lower than that of the top of the landing. This is what I consider a step over, not a step up, but other people have considered it a step up, so I thought it was worth mentioning.